Okay, greetings everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from all parts of the world. You guys have joined in. Welcome to this amazing webinar on workplace safety. We at Uni Atina welcomes every participant here who have joined here. Welcome you everyone. Good to see people chipping in here. So yeah, we welcome everyone once again to this beautiful webinar on workplace safety. So today we have a special guest who will be mentioning more about the particular thing. But before we get into the flow of the webinar, let's have like a quick icebreaker. Okay. So, what I want you to do is after getting the question, I want your answer in the particular chat box. Okay. So, there will be two icebreaker questions. Why we are having this icebreaker questions to make sure that everybody chips in until the time webinar starts, everybody gets the right way. So let me just take you to the icebreaker question number one. Okay. So this is like a particular icebreaker which talks about the reporting safety concerns. Okay. So the question goes like this. If you notice a safety concern at your workplace, what is the best course of action? I'm repeating. If you notice a safety concern at your workplace, what is the best course of action? Your options are, is it A, you're going to fix it yourself without informing anyone? Is it B, reporting it to your supervisor or safety officer? Is it C, ignore it, it seems minor? And option D, discuss it with your colleagues to see if they notice it too. Okay. So I want you guys to mention an option out of this A, B, C, D. What do you guys think? Your answers are welcome. I could see a lot of B here. You're going to mention to your supervisor. Yes, that's great. A lot of B here. You guys seems very responsible. You're going to mention it to your supervisor or the safety officer. That's a very wise thing. Great. I could see a lot of B. Then it's a great answer. Good to know your thought about it. Now let's focus on the topic of the icebreaker number two. That is like the question number two. Okay. This particular question talks about identifying the hazard. Okay. So the question goes like this. Which of the following is the most important first step in hazard identification at the workplace? I'm repeating. Which of the following is the most important step in hazard identification at the workplace? Your options are conducting regular inspections. Option B is reporting incidents after they occur. Option C, providing safety training to all employees. Option D, using personal protective equipment. So, the same time, you guys have to answer it. What do you guys think? What could be the option? Your answers are always welcome in the chat box. Here, I could see certain people speaking about A, certain people pointing out C. It's a combination. I could see more A, C, A, C. That's a good way. I could see again a lot of A and C. Great. Okay, then. Thank you guys so much for participating in that icebreaker. And I'm happy that your options are really interesting. You guys are very responsible. Okay. So, to get the webinar going, let's talk about our guest. Okay. So, before we start, let me just introduce our panel today. Okay, so we have Dr. Ashish Ved with us. Okay, so I welcome once again to this webinar on workplace safety. So today we are going to explore essential practices to make sure you have a safe and healthy work environment, right? From identification of hazards to emergency procedures and reporting safety concerns, we're going to make sure that we're going to learn more about the tools, how to prevent accidents and promote a good well-being. So let's make sure that by this webinar, we commit to make our workplace safer together, right? So it is a great pleasure to welcome Dr. Ashish Ved as a panelist today, webinar on workplace safety. So, Dr. Wade brings over 31 years of experience in the oil and gas industry, particularly in the Middle East. He is the renowned health, safety, and environment professional, a lead tutor, and a graduate member in YOSH UK. He has conducted comprehensive HSC training sessions across the globe, including in the Netherlands, India, UAE, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. He also has an MBA in fire protection and safety management from JNU University. We are honored to have Dr. Rashid Ved with us today to share his extensive knowledge and insights on workplace safety. So, without further ado, let's welcome him on this board. Hello, Dr. Ashish. How are you doing? Can you hear me? You're on mute, sir.
Yes, yes, I'm fine, fine. Thank you, Nitish. Thanks for the very warm welcome.
Yeah. So, over to you, sir. You can start sharing the screen, and our participants are ready to hear the insights of workplace safety with you.
Okay, sure, we'll do that. I hope my screen is visible to everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. Your screen. You just have to put it on the full screen, sir. Yes,
Okay, good.
it is visible.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you, Nitish, and welcome to all the participants here for this very important workshop today that is about workplace safety. So thank you for joining, and I hope that this session will not only be useful in terms of knowledge, but that will also give an ample opportunity to think about various options as a career in future. So let's begin with today's webinar about workplace safety. Okay, so first of all, I would like to give some importance about the safety aspects. So I know many participants are there in this program. Some of you may be attending this training program from your home. Some of you may be attending this training program for the office, or some of you may be attending from even from your work site. So, like wherever you are attending, we have to be always alert about safety. Maybe if you are attending this training program from your workplace or site, be alert of all the alarms. In case if any alarms goes off, then do not hesitate to stop the session and respond to immediately. And also, we have to, since this is online webinar, we have to make sure that our place of sitting is comfortable, so as not to cause back strain or neck strain. And of course, it's not going to be very long webinar. It's hardly less than 2 hours. So don't worry about it, but it's always better to be careful. Make sure your sitting place is comfortable. Okay, and like this, we will start with the discussion, and the end we'll have question and answer session. So if you have any question, then you can put it in a question box, and in the end we'll have a discussion to answer everybody's question. Okay, so what is most important thing about workplace safety? Is most important question why we should focus on workplace safety. So as we know that many organizations around the world are placing a lot of importance to workplace safety. Now it is considered almost as an equivalent to the quality and services we are providing. So of course, quality and services is very important, but it is also very important to be safe and maintain a good safety record, because that can be one of the criteria to work with various government bodies, leading organizations, and becoming client of major multinational companies, because they not only see the quality and services, they also see the safety record. Even if one organization is having very good safety record, good quality and service record, but if they do not have good safety record, then it can make a lot of difference. So let's focus on this workplace safety. Why? we need workplace safety. So first and important thing is to prevent incidents. Incidents means we know that incident means any undesired or unexpected event which can result in either personal injury or illness or damage to property, or even nowadays they consider about damage to environment also. And incident also consider the events which is not actually happened. It is just by a chance that they miss this event. But nowadays they give importance to the near miss also. So incident includes the near miss also, and it includes the incident as well. So first an important thing that we do not want these incidents to happen in our workplace. We do not want anybody to get hurt. We do not want anybody to get sick, or we do not get any property to get damaged. Also, we do not want environment to get damaged. Next important thing is the legal compliance. Now we know that there is law for everything in almost all countries. There are legal compliances which all the organizations and individuals have to adhere to. And of course, this legal compliances may vary from one country to another country, but this is one of the major requirements that organization or individual should adhere to the health and safety laws. Third is to reduce the cost. Now we know this cost means it's related to finance. All the incidents result into cost. As we know that there may be direct cost as well as indirect cost, but it costs a lot of financial aspect when it is about workplace safety. There may be direct cost related to the medical treatment or replacement of equipment, but not only that, even the company can lose their reputation. So that is also some of the hidden and indirect cost. So, and other thing is moral duty. Like we have all moral duty in whatever we do. Same with the organization also has moral duty for the workplace. They do not want, or they do not want to see anybody get hurt or injured, especially when they are coming to work. So it is moral responsibility of the organization that they should not keep oneself or any of them into danger. So that is one of the moral duty of any organization. So basically, if we see, there are three reasons. Three reasons for the workplace safety. One is a moral reason, means the organization should not do anything wrong that can keep oneself in danger. Second, to make sure that they do not come across huge cost, financial reason. And third is a legal reason. So these are the three main reasons for workplace health and safety. Now here, like we can see, maybe some people are working in one organization. They may think that, oh, in my organization, there are no accidents. So I don't think there is a lot of importance for safety. But we know that incident can happen anywhere. If you see the statistics, global statistics, then you can see there are very high rate of injuries and work-related health issues. And that is already costing direct and indirect cost to the organizations, to the government. And also, as you discussed, it can cost a lot to the reputation of the organization. Now, as you mentioned that even if we are providing good services and also even if you are providing good quality, but if our safety record is lower side, then the reputation is very low. So that makes the organization financial condition into danger. Now, how we can make sure that these things do not happen? like how we can make sure that there are no incident in the organization, everything is running smoothly, there are no illnesses, and there are no accidents. So how we can do it? One is the important thing is safety culture. To make sure that our safety culture is always high and always improving. Now, what do we mean by safety culture? So as you already come across this term many times, culture. Culture means when we talk about culture, mostly it is about the country. Like how the country, how these citizens of the country live, what they eat, what they follow, what attire they wear. That is all different. Like all country has their own culture. So what do we mean by safety culture? Safety culture is the organization's value. It is not only any individual opinion, but it is overall belief. It is overall value which everybody gives to the organization. So the management of the organization should make sure that they always have high safety culture and they always have continuous improvement in safety culture. Because what happens if the culture is negative, then there will be more number of incidents. If the culture is always enhancing and improving, then we can reduce the number of incidents. Why there is a reduction of incident? Because everybody's vision and value is make sure that safety is at high level. So it is not only individual effort. We know that for any work we require a team effort. Without team effort, is nothing is possible. And through safety culture, we can make the goal of the organization. They can achieve the highest goal in the organization. Now, another thing is, what is the other advantage of safety culture? That not only we can reduce the incident, but we make sure that our organization performance always remains high. Now, how this is possible? Because if we do not have incident, our work goes uninterrupted, and there is no time loss, and hence the not only it is good in terms of safety, but also in terms of operational compliance and also legal compliance. So we can say the safety culture is the key to success. Like any organization, or let's talk about any individual. If he wants to have a good record in the work, they should have good safety record as well. Now, what are the major challenges for in terms of safety? As we already said that there is always, if you see the global statistic, you will always see there is a very high number of incidents around the world. So this is one of the global concerns, and that's why all companies have regulations. And due to high number of incidents, these regulations are also becoming more and more complex. So this is one of the challenges in terms of HAC. Now, what do we mean by HAC? HAC means it is about health, safety, and environment. Now, safety is no longer a single term. It is a combination of all these three elements: health, safety, and environment. So, it is very important to make sure that everybody in the organization has good health, no injuries, no illness, and also environment remains safe. Now, this is a global concerns due to complexity of the safety regulation, that this thing is becoming more and more complex. And how we can do it? We can do it by making sure that we have regular update on the regulation, because this regulation keeps on changing. So we have to make sure that we follow this regulation and make sure that you comply with the latest and updated regulation. Now, another thing is workforce diversity. Like there are various health and varied health and safety performance perceptions across the culture. Like as we have mentioned that as now with technology is advancing, we have some new equipment and technology. Now even we have some organization coming up with artificial intelligence and other things. So we have to make sure that we keep our safety record in compliance with this latest technology. Now, compliance pressure. Now, as we know that because of this importance of the safety, there is always pressure from the client, from the government, and even from some of the private organization that we have to maintain a good standard in safety. So these are some of the HSC challenges which all the organizations are facing. Now, in general, we talked about the challenges. Now, there are certain specific challenges also in maintaining health and safety. So, one of the major challenges is high risk equipment. Like as you mentioned, as we already mentioned, that technology is changing. So, we have new equipments coming up. So, we have to make sure that we update our procedures, policies, uh, to ensure that we have our equipment and procedure in compliance with the updated regulation. Another important thing here is noise and air quality. We know that noise is also one of the hidden health hazard, as we know that excessive noise can hamper somebody's hearing ability, and even it can cost to the organization and also individual by having permanent or temporary hearing loss. And also, as you mentioned about the environment, due to this industrialization, air quality is deteriorating. So this also is one of the challenge. Another thing is ergonomics. What do we mean by ergonomics? Ergonomics means position of the individual in terms of the workplace. Like there are many injuries which can happen not only because of injuries, direct injury or incident, but because of improper positioning. As you mentioned in the beginning about sitting position, that everybody must make sure that the sitting position is comfortable. Why? Because we want to make sure that wrong posture should not result in any health any health challenges. So there are certain repetitive activities, as you heard about. Repetitive activities means uh, you must have heard about carpal tunnel syndrome, which nowadays almost everybody is using computer, laptop, and everybody are typing on a keyboard. So this typing in a keyboard is also one of the example of repetitive activities. And many people if they do not take safety measurements, then it can result in carpal tunnel syndrome, which can cause damage to the finger joints because of this repetitive key movements. Another thing is chemical exposure. Almost every organization uses some or other type of chemicals. Some organization may use mild chemicals, some organization use very dangerous chemicals. So one of the important challenges specifically in the field of manufacturing is a chemical exposure. Exposure to these chemicals can cause short-term illness to the long-term illness, and sometimes some of the illnesses are life-threatening. It can even cause some cancer also, which is not curable. So, these are the some of the specific challenges for the organization, especially in the manufacturing field. Now, construction field, as we know that there are a lot of safety issues, and they are also facing major challenges. First important challenges in construction field is a site safety. As we can see nowadays, we have very high-rise towers, and everywhere you can see skyscrapers coming up, but there is a risk of falling. Now, what is the risk in falling? Not only one can get injured by falling, but one can get injured by falling object also. And this have resulted in many fatal incidents by somebody falling from height, or somebody got hurt because of falling object from the height, causing serious injury to the head. And and also there are risk of collisions between vehicles used in the construction industry, or cranes, or forklifts. Another challenge is in construction field is the environment, because this like as you mentioned about the air quality, they use various generators, or they use various equipment. So that can result in release of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. So that can be one of the challenge to the environment. And third thing is project complexity, because we know that there are many contractors and subcontractors. As we know, this construction is a very huge field where they have many contractors and subcontractor working. So sometimes this makes the process very complex. It is very difficult for an organization to manage, because all of them have different activities. So how we can overcome these project complexities? Through having good health, safety, and environment management system. If we have a special team who is dedicated to health and safety, then we can overcome this project complexity. Now, temporary structures, during construction, they may have to make excavation, or sometimes they may have to demolish. They may have to demolish the old structure and make a new structure. So these are some of the challenges which can happen to people in the construction industry. Now, healthcare industry, as you know, this one is a very important industry, and that also has major health challenges, health and safety challenges. So what are the challenges faced by the healthcare industry? One of them is biological hazard. Now, what do we mean by biological hazard? Biological hazard means hazard that can occur because of any living organism. It can be because of viruses, it can happen because of bacteria, or it can happen because of protozoa. Since in the healthcare industry, one has to come across all these living organisms. So one of the important thing is biological hazard. So we have to make sure that the individual should not get exposed to this biological hazard, because that can result in various infection and disease. Another important thing in the healthcare industry is chemical and drug safety, because some of the chemicals are very toxic. So toxic means any substance which can be harmful to the health. So this is also one of the challenges faced by healthcare industry. And third is a patient handling, especially in the hospitals, where they have many bedridden patients, those who are not able to move themselves. So we have some healthcare workers who are helping them to move around or shift the patient from the bed to the stretcher, stretcher to the operation theater. And we know the weight of the human being is not very light. Sometimes ranges from 70 kg or even to some of the patients are very obese, 100, 120 kg. So we have noticed many of the healthcare workers suffering from back pain, suffering from muscular pain because of musculoskeletal injuries, and especially when they transfer the patient from the bed to the stretcher or stretcher to the operation theater. Another thing is workplace stress. So I think that can not only happen in healthcare industry, but that can happen in any of the industry. Like because of increased competition, because of new technology coming up, there is always a stress on anybody, and we know that stress is one of the important hazard, because that can cause distraction. That can cost a lot. That can cause uh, losing the focus. So that can result in incidents. Now, with regard to this health and safety, there are many case studies. So it is very important for the organizations to have a case study, and they can learn from this. They can they can learn from various organizations about all the incidents happening, and what are the causes of this, and what lessons they learned. Nowadays, almost any organizations in the world, they are releasing safety alerts. What do we mean by safety alerts? Safety alerts means they have a small case study in front of them, talking about the incident happening in other industry. So it is this case studies, learning lessons, safety alerts. So it is very important for the organizations, and it can have, if we are keeping in if we are keeping update, if we are keeping ourselves updated with what is happening in another industry, what is happening in the other organization in the same industry. So that can have long-term benefit, because if we know what's happening in another industry, we should not happen. We should not. We do not want it to happen in our industry, so we can make ourselves prepared. Okay. Okay. Now, as we spoke about this complexity. So we already discussed that we should have very good health and safety management structure in the organization. So what is our goal? What is our goal, or what is any organization goal? So any organization's goal is nowadays to have zero incidents. But for achieving zero incident, what we need to do it? We should make sure that there is a reduction in the overall risk of the organization. Whatever hazards are there that are identified, and we can reduce the risk, making sure that we have good compliance in terms of health and safety. So this can result in promoting safety conscious environment. Now, how we can achieve it? That is by identifying hazard, by reducing the risk, and having proper control measures. What do we mean by control measures? Control measures are our effort to reduce the level of the risk. This can be preventive controls, and this can be mitigating controls. Preventing control means preventing this from happening. And mitigating control is to prevent the escalation of the event if it happens. For example, fire. We know that preventive controls are to have good housekeeping, making sure that we do not have flammable substances. And we have mitigating controls also. In case if fire happens, we have smoke detectors. We have smoke detector, and we have firefighting equipment like fire extinguishers. So we always make sure that whatever hazard and risk are present, we have sufficient control measures for them. Sorry. So, if we have all these essential components, then what can be the outcome? Outcome means definitely we'll have reduction in the incidents, and we have enhanced employee well-being. We make sure that nobody gets ill, nobody gets injured, and we have good safety records. Now, as we discuss about this risk, so now we will talk about the risk assessment. How we can minimize this level of the risk, how we can have proper risk assessment. So these are the stages. This is very important. These stages, if you know, then you or anybody can make the workplace safer. Now, what do we mean by the term hazard? Hazard means anything which has potential to cause harm. It can be physical hazard, it can be chemical hazard, it can be machinery hazard. And what do we mean by risk? Risk is the combination of the likelihood of the event happening and the consequences, means what can be the effect. So for this, first of all, we have to know what are the hazard present, whether it is a physical hazard, chemical hazard, mechanical hazard, biological hazard. And then second stage is determine who may be harmed and how. Because as you know, in organizations, there are many people working. We have employees, we have contractor, we have subcontractor, we have visitors. So second important thing that we have to determine that who can be harmed in this event. And then we have to evaluate the risk. Now, what do we mean by evaluating the risk? We have to make sure, we have to know whether this risk is high level, medium level, or low level, so that we can tackle this risk in a strategic way. And then we have to record the findings. What do we mean by record the findings? Like whatever things we do, we identify the hazard, we evaluate the risk, that we have to put in particular format. So like this, many organizations have got forms for the risk assessment. So whatever risk assessment we do, that we have to put it on paper. And then we have to discuss and we have to get it approved by the supervisor or manager. And then review. Review means regular review. Suppose if you have mechanical workshop, now we do the risk assessment of mechanical workshop. What are the hazards, mechanical, non-mechanical hazards? Then you get it approved from a supervisor and manager. And if it is approved, then all the employees later on who will be doing work, they will be doing they will be following this risk assessment. But that is not the end point. It should be always continuous improvement. It means it should be reviewed. It should be reviewed at regular intervals. Most of the organizations, they review annually. Or if there is any incident happens, or if there is any change in the legislation, or change in the technology, change in the equipment, change in the employees. So we have to make sure that this risk assessment gets reviewed at regular intervals. Now, what are the benefits of this risk assessment? As we know that before starting the work, if we think what are the hazards, what will be the risk, how we are going to protect it, then definitely we will be having no incidents. So this can prevent accident from happening. And legally also we are required, or almost every industry requires to have a good risk assessment record. So we are in terms of legally also complying. And all these efforts can even enhance our safety culture. Now, what is the another benefit is it can have empowerment. Empowerment means every individual, every employee in the organizations, they are proud. They are proud of having everything under control. So it engages in employee safety. Nowadays, many organizations, they mention in their policy that all the employees or any employee in the organization have got right to stop any unsafe act and unsafe condition, irrespective of the position. So why do they give this empowerment? So that employees should not hesitate. Suppose if any worker, if he thinks that something is wrong, like if it is unsafe, now if they don't have empowerment, then they will be feeling very shy or feeling hesitating in stopping any unsafe act or stopping any supervisor from doing something wrong. If they have empowerment, then everybody is proud and uh, everybody gets like a power to stop any unsafe act or unsafe condition. So overall, it enhances responsibility for everybody to participate in safety. Now, one of the important thing, as we mentioned, how we can make our environment safe, health and safety environment safe. One is through enhanced safety culture. Second is having good health and safety management system. And third and important thing is having effective training program for health and safety. So like this safety training is very important aspect for not only for the organization, even for the individual also. Means they should get to know about what are the health and safety risks and how they can overcome it. So this can be specific to the job roles, or it can be specific to the work or industry. And this training program should get updated also on regular basis. As we know that compliances are changing, technology is changing, and equipments are changing. So we have to make sure that these training programs also should get updated on regular basis. And how we can make our training program useful through various methods. So interactive method. Interactive method means a two-way communication. So suppose if you have any one-day training program where only the trainer is speaking, and so that will be like one-way communication. So they should make sure that they have like interaction between the trainer and the employee, so that they can know that whether whatever is being said is being understood or not. And also through simulations, through hands-on exercise, practical scenarios. And so through this way, we can make training program effective. Now, like about important element, fourth important element is having good safety protocols. Good safety protocols in the organization. So, good work safety practices, we can say. So, what are these safety protocols? One of them is maintaining a good communication. What do we mean by communication? Communication means transfer of our idea from one person to another person. And if it is not clear, then what happens? It can result in misunderstanding. Many incidents have happened because of lack of clear communication. So we should make sure that we have clear guidelines, we have good safety procedures. Before starting the work, we should have some pre-job meeting so that it gives an opportunity for everybody to communicate effectively. Another thing is enforcement. Now, what do we mean by enforcement? Enforcement means ensuring that we are adhering to the safety protocols, like whatever the policies, whatever the safety rules, whatever the procedures that are being followed. Because if it is not followed, then uh, they will not be in compliance. So there should be supervisor who make sure that whatever the procedures we have, whatever the rules we have, whatever the policy we have in the organization, that is being enforced. And accessibility of the safety protocols. So these protocols must be accessible and well documented. We know that whenever anybody joins the organization, they have introduction, they have induction training program, they tell them about the policy, they tell them about the safety rules, they tell them about the safety procedures. But what happens that over a period of the time, they may forget. So we should make sure that we have these safety protocols. Maybe we can think about making a safety handbook, or we should have some posters in the various places to make sure that this message is being continuously communicated to them. For example, many organizations nowadays they have safety rules or 10 safety rules. So these safety rules can be posted at various places so that people have accessible. They have it can be accessible to everybody. Now another thing is monitoring. Uh, so as we spoke about this health and safety performance report, that it should be very good, that we should not have more number of incidents, or we should have zero incident record, or less illness report, or maybe there should not be anybody getting sick. So how we make sure that everything is going well? This we can do through monitoring techniques. Now, what are the monitoring techniques in health and safety? Inspections, auditing, or nowadays we have some various real-time monitoring system. Inspection means when you inspect or when you examine any system or equipment to ensure it is safe, it's called inspection. What do we mean by audit? Audit means you check the whole management system, that whether it is complying, whether it is safe. So by doing regular inspection and audit, we make sure that we monitor our health and safety management system, and also feedback mechanism. Nowadays, many employees are being encouraged to provide feedback on their safety practices. Many of the organizations nowadays, they have some safety surveys which are sometimes anonymous, so that everybody gets an opportunity to talk about if something is unsafe, so that this can bring it to the attention of the management. And adaptation means like, as we know that always technology is changing, equipment are changing. Maybe there may be some incident happening in another organization. So all these things, we should make sure that we are updated on this information so that we know what is going on and we can increase our health and safety compliance. Now here, as you mentioned that we should have proper case studies and learning from incidents, and also we should have a proper benchmarking system. What do we mean by benchmarking? So another thing apart from safety alerts, the benchmarking. Benchmarking means comparing our safety records to the another organization. So if we have continuous update on what is going on with the other organization, and so when we do benchmarking, we know that where we are standing. So that also can help us in reduction of the hazard and the risk. We always make sure that where we are standing, so that we know that how we can improve ourselves. So one of the important thing is we should have benchmarking so that we can have continuous improvement. Now, another important element in health and safety is leadership. What do we mean by leadership? Leadership means ability of the top management to lead the individual to set the certain to set the organization goals. So these leaders play a major part in health and safety, because if the leaders are very strong in complying with this, then we can have good safety culture. Because as you mentioned that nowadays health and safety is very important. So all the organizations, they have policies, procedures. Also, they have various safety protocols. But if the leaders are not very serious about it, then it will be of no importance. So that is why importance of leadership in safety initiative is very important, because they are the one who give direction and vision to the organization. They are the one who give allocation to the resources. Also, they are the one who can demonstrate the commitment to the safety. So the leaders of the organization, like the top management people, maybe CEO, president, or general manager. So they should be very serious about it, because if the leaders have good initiatives, like if they have good direction and vision, and they are serious about safety, so that they can allocate some resources also. We know the safety always have some initial investment in terms of having personal protective equipment, training program. So if the organization allocates certain resources, then we have then they can achieve goal of the organization for safety. Now, how leaders can help in the enhancing safety culture? As we already talk about the importance of leadership, because if the leaders are not strong in safety, then it will have negative impact on the employees. They will also try to follow in the same way. So that's why leader always should lead by example. What do we mean by lead by example? Means they should demonstrate safety practices in their daily activities. Maybe the manager, the general manager, all the time is not at the site. Maybe he's coming once in a month, one of the site. But maybe if he's coming for site just for a brief visit, the leader should make sure that they follow all the safety protocols. like following the safety rules, making sure that they were all the PPE. So what difference it can make? It can create a huge difference. These employees also will think that we have our general manager. Even if he is not involved in work, still he makes sure that he has all the personal protective equipment. So it will have very positive impact. Then they can think that why we cannot follow them. Means we are practically working, so we should make sure that we also should follow as our leaders are doing. Another thing is it can result in good communication, because if the leaders are very serious, they make sure that they have meetings, regular meetings. They can talk about the safety concern. They can listen to the people about any safety concerns, and then they can think about the solution. And another thing which leaders can do to enhance the safety culture is reward in terms of safety. Many organizations nowadays they have various reward system for safety, like they can have some certificate program, or some gifts or incentive for those who report unsafe act and conditions, or those who report the near miss. So this can have very positive impact. Means when any individual get reward, like they will feel always proud. So if every individual follows in the same way, then there will not be an incident. So this leadership plays a major role in the organization's health and safety management system. So strong leadership will make sure that they have a good safety engagement. Everybody feels free in discussing about unsafe act, discussing about the solution, and hence we can reduce or we can avoid the incident also. So this can reflect in continuous improvement. Now, about these leaders, like first of all, they should lead by example. And what other thing they can do is consistently communicate the importance of health and safety. So many organizations which are high risk organizations like construction industry, chemical industry, manufacturing industry. So they have regular safety meeting. Regular safety meeting means monthly safety meeting, or even some high risk organization, they have always more frequent meetings, like even weekly safety meetings also. So what this meeting, like how it can help, because it gives an opportunity for all the employees to meet the supervisor and leader and discussing about safety aspect. So during this meeting, many important thing is shared, like organization also can share some of the statistics about the safety compliance. Employees also can bring some safety issues, and leaders can think about what can be the solution. So all these things can help in improving the safety measures and protocols. Now, there are various case studies where there was one case study with the organization where they have a new CEO. So they found that the new CEO was very serious about this health and safety. So he 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 just overviewed the condition of the organization with the high incident rate. Now it is very challenging for him since he's joining an organization incident rate is very high. So, he brought drastic changes in the organization by following all these things which we talked about, like having good communication, by leading by examples, having frequent meetings with organizations. So all of these things resulted in a drastic reduction in the accident record. So over a period of time, maybe after 2 years, they had a drastic reduction gradually, where the accident was at a very low level. So, what we need to do it, and what is our need? What is our urgent need? So urgent need for organization is always to make sure that we always measure our health and safety performance, and we should prevent the incident from happening. So this can result in saving the cost and improving the compliance. And also this can result in giving empowerment to the employees. They will be feeling more proud. Now, reviewing the safety protocols, as we already talked about these safety procedures, policies, safety rules. So these also needs to be reviewed over a period of time. And how we can do it through regular audits and assessment. We can know that how this process is working, and whether our safety protocols like policy procedure is in line with present situation. So if we have good auditing and good assessment, that can help in reviewing our safety protocols. And also behavior-based safety training. What do we mean by behavior-based safety training? Behavior-based safety training means identifying the behavior which make an individual to work in an unsafe way. So many organizations now they are focusing on behavior-based safety training rather than having some disciplinary measures to know why the individual is acting in an unsafe way, whether the individual does not have knowledge, or whether there is high pressure on him to work in an unsafe way. So this we can do through behavior-based safety training. And we can integrate our learnings. As we talked about, we can review our organization safety records and also other organization safety record, so that we have continuous learning. We can always learn lessons, and we can improve our workplace through these constant updates on the industry standards. Now, we know this health and safety training is very important. It is not only important for the individual, but it is also important for the organization as well to reduce this number of incidents. So we have various training options available, like various certifications and other workshops. So this safety training should be in a regular way, and there are various health and safety training options available. Some of them are regular safety training that is for everybody, like same like the induction training program, or workplace safety program like fire safety, or for construction industry working at height. Whereas some of the trainings are for a specialized individual. like for certain positions or certain operators. And some of the trainings are for enhancing the skill. So, for example, operator, any operator, for example, lathe machine operator, like how they can improve their safety performance by identifying various hazards. So, like in health and safety, there are various options for enhancing the skill, and also for professional growth also. Like maybe some of the individuals are at the supervisor level. When they are being promoted to the manager level, so there should be some safety training program, like safety leadership training program for them to enhance their professional growth. Now, what are the safety tools and resources we have? Like some of the tools that we already mentioned about risk assessment and auditing, and we have various other modern tools nowadays, uh, like through this, as we mentioned about the artificial intelligence software, and we have enhanced risk management techniques. And nowadays, we have valuable resources like there are many publications from the organization itself, and there are various trade organizations like health and safety organization like IOSH. One of the example is IOSH, which is a major organization. They have various publications for the industries and individual with regard to the safety. And another thing is networking. How we can make our organization better in terms of health and safety, that we should be having good networking with various health and safety professionals, by which we can get insight about health and safety. So, what is the what other thing we can do to enhance the health and safety performance is continuous improvement. Like whatever the things we have, whatever the tools we have, whatever the safety protocols we have, so that is not a full stop. We should always think about how we can improve it. So like for them, for continuous improvement, we should have goal setting. Like organization always have goals, safety goals. So all the organization nowadays are having yearly annual goals. Maybe at the end of the year, they do the performance review. Based on that, they make goals for the organization for the next year. So they identify what are the objectives and what are the benchmarks they need to achieve. And so to achieve this goal, they should regularly monitor this performance. Like this organizations, organizations should regularly assess the performance of the organization, like where they have scope for the improvement, and there should be feedback. There should be feedback uh, from the clients, from the employees, and from supervisors and managers on the safety performance. Yeah, so thank you very much for this. Now I think I'll hand over to Nitish. So he will give more information about the health and safety training options available, which Uni Atina. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ashish, for that insightful thing. So before question and answer round, okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Uni Athena. So in the meantime, what everybody can do is they can post their question and answer in the chat box, and certain questions will be answered by Dr. Ashish. But before that, certain questions which everybody was asking, let me answer that in one go. Okay. So the people who are asking the slides for this presentation, slides can't be shared, but you can always check out our webinar on our Uni Athena YouTube page. You'll be able to see the particular webinar multiple times in our Uni Athena page. And yes, it would be I mean, like you will be getting the certificate after this webinar. And I would thank everybody who has actually joined here. Okay, so sir, if you could allow me to share the screen. So before the question and answer round, I would be talking about Uni Athena a little bit. So Ashish sir, if you can stop sharing for a bit and let me share the screen. So everybody can post their question and answer in the chat box. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay. Now, before we go ahead to the question and answer round, let's know about Uni Athena a little bit. Okay. So, Uni Athena, as you know, we have this logo. It is flexible, affordable, and accessible. Okay. So, here let's talk about the short courses which we have for everybody, because these are the short courses which we have over 2 million global upskillers. Okay. So, let me go to one by one. So as you may see here, these are some of the top courses which will really build and upgrade your site for all those people who have attended this webinar. Okay, so we have certain courses here which everybody can check out on our website. The first course is Diploma in Environment, Health and Safety Management. Then there is a master program which is called Mastering Hazard and Safety Management. Then there is like a course called Essentials of Safety and Hazard Management. Then we have essentials of safety and healthy management. Then we have essentials of fire safety in buildings. And we have diploma in construction management. Those are some of the courses which you can definitely enroll with us at Uni Athena. Then if you are a person who's looking for a career in engineering management, you will really love this. Okay. So let me give you a glimpse like what really makes our short courses stand out. Okay. The first thing is we have 600 plus online courses, right? We have lots of options to check out where there is like a lot of opportunities for you at your fingertips. Then we have various subjects like here we call it domains. So we have various subjects and domains from data to engineering to management to finance, marketing. And there are so many things which is like, just free to learn. There are a lot of courses which we can actually have a lot of knowledge. Then everything we have 5 learning levels. We have from starting, from beginning to advanced, we have got you covered. So there are different structures which make your learning process very simpler. Then post this particular thing, you will be definitely getting the professional certificate, which is definitely going to boost your future career growth in terms of the professional growth and the financial remuneration. And you go as per you progress. Now, how do we support each other in every stage of your career? So for the basic thing, we have 4 to 6 hours thing where we're gonna learn about a lot of things. So let's see what is it about. So this is about understanding the core fundamental concepts of any domain in a minimal time. So basic courses which we have, that is where you're going to understand the basic fundamental concepts and principles in the time. And our partner body is CIQ. So you will be getting a certificate from that particular university. And who is eligible for this particular thing? Whoever is newcomers in this field, especially anyone who needs to brush up their basics or anything, this is some certain courses for them. Then we have essential courses, which is about 6 to 9 hours. So this is where you're going to learn more deeper into that particular concepts. You're going to learn the theory, you're going to build up your principles, and you're going to like upgrade your foundation. Who should go for it? This is suited for those people who have mastered the basics, like who have done the previous masters, all who have mastered the basics and want to deepen their understanding. And the partner body, we have Asia University and the CA University. You'll be getting certification. And post that, we have the mastering thing. There are certain concepts which we will be able to grasp in 1 week. Let's say, for example, Excel and various other advanced courses where we are going to achieve top level expertise and practical skills from the industry experts. And who should go for it? Who are really aim for get to lead their Excel and upgrade their Microsoft Office skills. Then we have a diploma for 1 or 2 weeks, right? Where it is, you can mention that where, I mean, like, what is it about? Where you can obtain special certificates and practical skills in your domain. Okay, who should go for it? It is good for the people who want to upgrade their career skills and their employable skills. And we have a certification body at Uni Atina. Then we have an executive diploma, which is for 2 to 3 weeks. What is it about? It is about for the people who, it is especially for the executives to gain leadership and practical skills. And it is designed for those people who are really busy at their work and they are aiming to enhance their leadership skills without interrupting their careers. These are some of the certification partners where you will be getting the certificate from. We have Cambridge qualification from UK, CIK University. Then we have Asia from the US. This is some of the things which we got it to hear from our learners. So thank you so much. That was a little bit about Uni Athena and its short programs. Now we will be checking out the question and answer round. In the meantime, Dr. Rashid, sir, you can always give your WhatsApp number and the email ID for everybody so that in future, if they have any questions, they can always reach out to you and you can answer their questions in the email. So you can just drop your email ID and number in the chat box. Okay. So now
Yes.
over to the question and answer round. I could see a lot of questions. So one by one, we could take some questions, Dr. Ashish, as we are running out of time, right? So we're going to take a couple of questions and the remaining questions you can always receive from the email. So my first question, I hope I'm audible, sir. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes. Yeah. You are audible. You are audible.
Okay, okay, okay. So my first question is, it is from Alicia from Dubai. She asked, how can we encourage employees to report safety concerns or near misses without fear? How can we encourage employees to report safety concerns without fear?
Yes, very good question. I think this is a very important question. As we know that as an employee, everybody feels sometimes feel very shy or sometimes feel very much hesitant to talk about something about unsafe conditions or unsafe act, and even near miss also. So one important thing what the organization should do, as we always, as we have mentioned in the training course, that leadership commitment. So leaders should be committed, like top management, they should give empowerment to everybody to speak about safety without any fear. Like in many organizations, safety policy, even the in any country, I've seen that they are writing in a policy that everybody is empowered. Everybody is empowered to speak about safety, and so when this statement comes from the top management, it can result in removing the fear of the organization that our topmost management is supporting us. So there should not be any problem that we should always, if something is unsafe or something, or if there is an near miss, we should report it. So I think that that is very important. So leadership commitment is very important.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ashish, for answering that question. My next question is from Mihir. He asked, like, how best can one convince the stakeholders in order to adopt a safety measure that requires huge finance? I repeat the question. How best one can convince the stakeholders, make them about adopt a safety measure that requires huge finance?
Yes, yes. So I like as we spoke about these resources, like safety is always expensive, but it is not much expensive than incident. So as we know that incident when it occurs, it not only have direct consequences in terms of finance, but it will have some indirect consequences also. As we mentioned that sometimes very very low level of safety performance or very high level of incident record, it can sometimes make a difference between losing the contract, or sometimes many companies have closed down also. So like what the organization should do, they should have a good health and safety management system, where they should have health and safety representatives like the supervisors, managers, those who do audit on a regular basis. So they can analyze that if there is any unsafe conditions, then what can be the consequences, what can be the moral, legal, and financial consequences, and what cost it can have on the organization. So by having like a good health and safety management system, so we can convince the management. We can convince the management that this is very important. So yes, so this can help. This can help in having good finance for the safety perspective.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering that question. My next question is, according to you, what is the most effective method for conducting, engaging, and impactful safety training session which you have experienced? If you can recommend any.
Yeah, yeah, means can you repeat your question once again?
My question is, according to you, what are the most effective methods for conducting, engaging, and for an impactful safety training session which you have experienced? If you can suggest any methods for it.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. So I think it is a very good question. I think all organizations have various health and safety training program, but the one which is very effective to me is those who have interactive training program. Interactive training program is a two-way communication. Like in between the training program, they ask various questions and audience are responding to it. And also if there are any questions, so whatever the doubts are clarified. And in between the session, the trainer should ask various questions to the individual to know their grasp. And second thing is if you are going to do this training program on screen, then they can have various videos in between to demonstrate or to give importance on anybody. And third thing is having hands-on training program, like some practical element also. Like for example, if there is any training program for back safety, so they can have some hands-on demonstration also how to lift one box in a safe posture so that it does not result in back injury. So these three things are very important, interaction. Second thing is engagement. And also third thing is practical demonstration.
Great. Thank you for answering that. Now, the next question is asked by Adam. He is asking about the safety leadership. He is asking what qualities makes an effective safety leader and how can managers develop these qualities within their teams?
Yeah. So safety leadership for one to become a safety leader, I think position is not required. I think any individual can become a safety leader by first is thing is listening. They should have good listening ability. Listening is terms of like they can give opportunity for any individual to speak without any fear and whatever they have in their mind, because most of the time employees are very hesitant to speak to their leaders. So if they remove their fear for getting information, then by listening. And second thing is by leading by example. Means like as we talk about that they should lead by example. Even if they are going for a brief visit for 10 minutes, they should make sure that they follow safety regulation as everybody is following. Like they should not bypass it. And third thing is they can always be present in the meeting. Whenever there is any safety meeting, they should be present. So that really boost like every employee's effort. So they think that oh, we have leaders in our meeting. So they are very serious about it. So I think these things can make uh, anybody committed on health and safety.
Great. The next one is a very interesting one. It is asked by Eric and Megha. So this talks about the contractor safety. Okay.
Yes.
So they are asking like how can companies or organization ensure that the contractors and the temporary workers, right, follow the same standards as the full-time employees?
Yes, yeah, really, it's very interesting question. I think this is a major challenge to any organization in managing the contractor safety, because these contractors they like, as we know that as in some of the industry as we spoke about, it's very complex process. They have many contractors. Even in some of the companies, if you see on the site, maybe only 5% of the clients are working and 95% of contractors are working. So first and important thing is selecting the best contractor to ensure that they know about their work, they know about their process, and they have done some similar work in the past. So selection of the contractor is very important. Second thing, when the contractor is selected, they should have a meeting so that in this meeting they discuss and share about their hazards. Third important thing is about when they start the operation. When they start the operation, they make sure that they have like contractor know about the company's policies, procedure, or if there are any permit to work system, they know about it. And another after that, monitoring by client is very important. They should have one client representative or HSC representative who monitors. Monitors means not only he monitors but also provides support also in terms of any contractor if they are facing some challenges, so they can look into it and provide some solutions. And so they should have regular meeting. That is very important.
Okay, great. Thank you for that insight. Now, the next question, it talks about the incident investigation. Okay. So, according to you, what steps should be taken immediately following a workplace accident to make sure that there is an effective investigation?
Yes, very good question here. I think this is very important because incident investigation we do to identify the cause, means why this incident happened and how we can prevent it in future. So our goal should be to identify the root cause by which we can know what is the root cause, and then we can correct it. So first important thing is whenever an incident happens, the person safety is very important. Immediately alerting the emergency response team, and also immediately alerting the outside support team if required, like ambulance or any other thing. Second important thing which we should do it before incident investigation start is site security. Like we should make sure that nobody is there in that area where incident is going to happen. incident investigation is going to take place, so that we make sure that the area is not disturbed, so that we should have evidences as it is. Otherwise, if evidences are moved, then we will not be able to investigate. And then after that, very important first step of the incident is to get all the basic facts about the incident. Like we should interview all those who are present, or supervisor. We can interview them, and we can get all the documentations, or whatever things which is important. We should try to get evidence like photographs, video clips, samples of the broken parts. And after that, there is a team. So usually incident investigation is done in a team. Once they get all the evidence and facts, they analyze, they identify what is the immediate cause, what is the underlying cause, and what is the root cause. And based on that, they identify what improvement they need to make. So they have action plan. So according to the action plan, this being followed by the management, so that we can prevent this by having this action plan in place, we can prevent this in future.
Okay. We will take one more question, Dr. Ashish, and the remaining questions they will be emailing you. So the last question would be talking about the safety communication. So according to you, what are the best practices for communicating safety information and updates to make sure that, employees know it and everybody gets to know about the latest everything?
Yes, but one of the important thing is notice board. Like all the organizations should have a notice board, and also they should get it updated on regular basis. Like it should not happen that if you have some notices, then and information that is lying for months together and nobody is updating. So it should not happen like this. It should be updated on regular basis. And in that notice board, you can have all the information about any upcoming meetings or minutes of the meeting, which is discussed last time, or if there is any safety alerts. If it is happening, then should be updated. And nowadays, we can take the help of latest technology. Organization should have intranet. Apart from our general internet for everybody website, we should have intranet website where similar information can be displayed through intranet also. So that is very good communication between the organization and employees. And second thing is regular meetings. If they have regular meetings in safety, that gives an ample opportunity for employees to interact with them. So I think these two things are very important.
Okay. Okay, then thank you so much, Dr. Ashish, for answering those questions. It's an honor to meet you, and I'm hoping that everybody got a better idea on this webinar. Okay, so everybody, I have dropped Dr. Ashish's email ID. You can always ask the remaining questions. Sorry, we are running out of time, hence more questions couldn't be answered. But you guys can always email him and ask more questions where he will be happy to answer. On that sweet note, thank you so much, Dr. Ashish, for being a panelist for this beautiful webinar on workplace safety. We are happy to have you, and we look forward for more webinars like this. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Nitish, and I thank you all the participants here. And also, I am very happy that they asked very good, interesting questions. So thanks all for your efforts, and I have written my email ID and number, which is on WhatsApp. In case if you have any question related to health and safety, or if you need any guidance in terms of how you can enhance your career in health and safety, you can always drop me an email or send me a WhatsApp message. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye, everyone. Take care.